this is it basically. I will be showing my plan, what exactly I plan to do, and why it's important. How I plan to make ends meet. So I'm trying to achieve two things: make ends meet, and at the same time get enough funds to be able to buy challenges and achieve 100K in funding. Now, I just don't want to go straight up and buy a 100K challenge at once because that will be counterproductive if you get my drift. So basically, what I'm trying to do is try to use live funds, trade it, and if I'm profitable in my live funds, I can withdraw the cash on that and then plow that into prop firm trading. So without further ado, number one, my strategy, the unicorn model, model 2022 and model 2024. Now, the unicorn model and model 2022 are very similar. It's just basically liquidity sweep, and then you're waiting for price to break structure to the downside, and then enter on the first on the fair value gap that you're presented with. I will be going over the strategy in other videos down the road, but that's just a simple explanation of the Unicorn model and the model 2022. The model 2024 is the one that really stuck with me. That was where ICT introduced macro trading and the first presented a fair value gap after 9:30. That was a game changer for me. And that has really, really helped me a lot. And that's just given me the confidence to be able to do this. So, well, what do I plan to do? Take trades only within macro times. I have, through backtesting, discovered that every single time I've gone against this, taking trades outside of 950 and 1010, I always got burnt proper. Now, are there valid trades outside of this times? Of course, there are valid trades. But I just discovered this works for me a lot. Unfortunately, yesterday I was trading. I did not. I actually recorded it, but something happened to my laptop. It went dead mid recording, and I lost the footage. I took my trade within macro time. I lost the trade. I took a second trade, half risk. I lost the second trade and I stopped for the day. These were within 10:50 and 11:10 macros. Now, this just goes to show that there is no strategy that is 100%. It does not matter who you are. Even ICT himself says it. There's no strategy that's 100%. If your strategy is a 60%, it has a 60% hit rate, then you're fine, especially if your risk to reward is 1 to 2 at least. So these times are times that I will be trading. And I'm only allowed to take max 2 trades only for the day. Take max 2 trades only for the day. Overtrading is what kills in this market, and I'm not going to allow that to happen. If I trade way too much, especially when I go above 2 trades, I go into the third trade, a fourth trade, and then you start getting to that cycle of just chasing the market. I tend to get really irrational and really emotional, and then my ego kicks in. So I've discovered that 2 trades is like, yeah, a threshold of just 2 trades is the best for me. Sometimes maybe three, but 2 trades is what I'm keeping it at for this. Four, well, risk to reward of 1 to 2 minimum in each trade. Some traders have found out that 1 to 1 works for them a lot, but not me. Not me at all. It does not work for me. 1 to 2 is good. That's just bare minimum for me. And with a 60% hit rate, then definitely you will be profitable. Over the course of 10 trades, I will have 4 or 5 losers sometimes, but I always come out on top, especially when I stick to 1 to 2s. So it really helps. Reduce risk by half after a loss. I never go into a trade with the same risk as the first trade after it loses. So if the first trade loses, then I'm reducing my risk by half. And that's just, for me, it's worked. It's really, really worked. It does not matter if reducing it by half means that if it goes, say you're targeting 40 points and your second train wins, you're only getting 20 out of, because you're risking half. Meanwhile, if you risk 4, you would have gotten 40. That's just the mind trying to play tricks on you. You see. So I've learned to quiet the mind and not let it get me into trouble, right? Because there's a natural tendency for the mind to like say these things to get you into doing crazy things because it just wants you to survive. It's always after that dopamine, that high. I'm not after that. Yeah, failing over and over has taught me not to chase the highs, or chase the dopamine anymore. No gambling on trades and high impact news events. I cannot stress this enough. This is something I'm going to be sticking to. I'm not gambling on trades, man. It's just not worth it. If you take a trade that wasn't high probability and you lose, and you take a second trade that's high probability and you lose, high probability trades lose as well. That's a reality that you have to be aware of, right? So even after that loses, then what then, right? So do you start chasing the markets? Because then when you start chasing markets, at that point you're just gambling. You're not trading anymore, right? So yeah, high impact news, I stay away. I would only trade after the news hits and it's done its damage. Then you come back and then you can trade. The market moves really well because then you've got an injection of volume in the markets and it really helps. No going on tilt after a loss. I can't stress this enough as well, man. Countless number of times I've gone on tilt after a loss because I don't know what it is about losing. It just gets me in my guts. It's almost like getting punched in the guts. It really hurts, but I've learned to control it. I've learned to control it. A loss is a loss. It's just like an expense. When you've got a normal business where you go to, you go out and day, you run your business, there are losses, right? Do you go haywire? Do you go crazy? No, you don't. You just take it on the chin and come back the next day. Same thing with this. Yeah, no going on till after a loss. Eight, journal every single trade. I have to. And I'll be using Notion to journal every single trade. I would have the bias in there, before and afters, and then a little note, about how the trade went, what I felt about the trade and how it went, and my reaction, and how I felt when the trade was running and all that. So yeah, and how much would I be starting with? Initial starting balance would be $1,000. I will be trading on the MT5 platform. Reason being that I do not have access to the CME that most traders have access to. If you're in the West or if you're in the US, you have access to CME exchange, Chicago Mercantile Exchange. I do not have access to it. So I trade CFDs, indices. So I will be trading on the MT5 platform. However, I will be doing my analysis on TradingView and taking paper trades on TradingView just to show you exactly what trades I've taken on the MT5. I will be showing my trades, 100% transparency, losses and wins, everything. So yeah, welcome to my journey, guys. It's just if you waited this long, well, I thank you very much. Please subscribe and follow me on this journey. Thanks, guys.